Welcome back to Psychology of Humans. With Laozi, psychology takes a radical turn. Instead of asking how to control the mind, discipline emotion, or conquer desire, Laozi asks a quieter, deeper question: what happens when we stop forcing life altogether? Laozi, traditionally credited as the author of the Tao Te Ching, lived in ancient China around the 6th century BCE. His writing is short, poetic, and deliberately indirect. But beneath its simplicity lies one of the most sophisticated psychological frameworks ever created, one that modern psychology is only now rediscovering. Laozi believed that much of human suffering is self-inflicted, not because life is cruel, but because the mind resists how life naturally moves. The Tao, the natural flow of reality, at the center of Laozi's thought, is the Tao, often translated as the way. The Tao is not a god, a doctrine, or a moral system. It is the natural pattern through which reality unfolds. Seasons change, water flows downhill, living things grow, decay, and transform. Human psychology is part of this process. Thoughts arise, emotions pass, circumstances shift. Suffering begins when the mind insists that reality should behave differently. Modern psychology would call this experiential avoidance, the attempt to control internal states instead of allowing them to move naturally. Wu Wei, action without struggle. Laozi's most famous concept is Wu Wei, often mistranslated as doing nothing. Wu Wei does not mean passivity, it means non-forced action. It is acting in harmony with the situation instead of against it. Psychologically, Wu Wei is the opposite of compulsive effort. Overthinking, micromanaging life, forcing outcomes through anxiety. Think of moments when things flowed easily, a conversation that unfolded naturally, work that absorbed you completely, decisions that felt obvious instead of stressful. That is Wu Wei in action. The psychology of over-control. Laozi observed something modern psychology strongly confirms. The more we try to control life, the more anxious we become. Excessive control creates tension, rigidity, emotional exhaustion, chronic dissatisfaction. When the mind constantly tries to manage every outcome, it never rests. Laozi warned that striving creates imbalance. Force creates resistance. Control creates fragility. In contrast, flexibility creates resilience. Water as a psychological metaphor. Laozi often used water to describe the healthy mind. Water is soft, yet nothing is stronger. It yields, yet overcomes. It flows around obstacles instead of attacking them. Psychologically, water represents adaptability, emotional fluidity, non-attachment, quiet strength. A rigid mind breaks under pressure. A flexible mind survives change. Desire and psychological disturbance. Laozi believed excessive desire disrupts inner balance. The more the mind demands certainty, recognition, achievement, and control, the more restless it becomes. This does not mean eliminating desire, it means loosening attachment. Modern psychology echoes this through acceptance-based therapy, mindfulness, flow research, and stress reduction models. Peace increases when demand decreases. The illusion of forcing growth. Laozi warned against forcing personal development. Just as plants grow at their own pace, psychological growth unfolds naturally when conditions are right. Forcing change through self-criticism, pressure, or comparison often backfires. Growth requires patience, space, and trust in process. This mirrors modern research on intrinsic motivation and burnout. Non-resistance is not weakness. A common misunderstanding is that non-resistance equals weakness. Laozi argued the opposite. True strength is not reactive. It does not rush to dominate. It does not panic under uncertainty. Non-resistance allows clarity. Clarity allows appropriate action. This is psychological intelligence. Laozi in modern psychology. Laozi's influence is visible in mindfulness-based therapy, acceptance and commitment therapy, flow state research, somatic psychology, and stress regulation models. His core insight is timeless. Mental health improves when we stop fighting experience. Why Laozi matters today. In a world obsessed with productivity, optimization, and constant effort, Laozi offers a counterbalance. You do not need to force your life into shape. You need to stop resisting its natural movement. Calm does not come from control, it comes from alignment. Final thought. Laozi teaches that the mind is healthiest when it flows, not passive, not detached, but responsive without strain. When effort softens, clarity appears. When resistance drops, peace emerges. The way forward is not always pushing. Sometimes it is allowing. Thanks for watching Psychology of Humans.